So I'm just going to ask you straight and simple, what positives do you kind of take from today? It was a hard fought game, probably a game of two halves as well, but what positives do you take from today?
I take the positives of the second half, really. Good performance second half. My underlying main thought at the moment is obviously the first half in terms of the way we approached the game. Certainly felt we second best to a lot of things. I thought we had showed our quality, got ourselves noses back into it with 1-1, but in terms of duels, in terms of 50-50s, in terms of probably putting your mark on the football match, in terms of the basics of the game, didn't do that well enough, and give yourself a real uphill task at conceding 3 goals. In saying that, like you said, second half was much more improved. Changed it around a little bit in terms of tactics, but I don't think that was the main thing for me coming out of this game, why we performed like we did. Second half, we performed like we did because we exactly what we missed in the first half in terms of understanding the battles and understanding the real fundamentals of the football match. We were much better at, and when you're us, and I'm conscious of saying even us, to be quite honest with you, when you're a top team and the best teams in the world, or you're Fulham and you are where you are in this division, it's got to be a given. And certainly first half we fell short of that at times, and that disappoints me. It really disappoints me. But yeah, second half was much improved, and we showed some quality.
So why was there a lack of intensity, especially in terms of just errors and individual errors and team errors? Structurally, it just didn't seem like it.
Yeah, at this moment, I can't really put my finger on it, to be quite honest with you. Of course, there's individual errors, but I'm not even looking at the individual errors at this moment in time. I'm just looking at in the real basics of the football match. The basics of the football match. You open a football match and let's forget tactics. Let's forget good players. Let's forget all of that. Let's just go into a football match and understand that first and foremost you need to win battles. And people may look at that and think it's really a basic thing to say. Or it's really, there's more to it, and of course there is. But ultimately, when you're playing in the Premier League, any match and any game, that you need to show that side to you. And we just fell short. We fell short. Second half, a reaction, yeah, but it shouldn't come from a rollicking at half time to get that reaction. This team can produce what exactly we had missing in the first half. We've shown that, and we've shown that over the course of this season. Quality for sure. I know we can cause teams problems. We can be successful this year. I know that for sure. We are a very good team, but at the same time, we have some deficiencies. It's a young team with new players, and of course, that message you have to keep driving home, and you hope that they pick it up quick. Exactly what we're talking about.
Do you feel like having to change so much of your team to try and get the best out for yourself, maybe destroying even more consistency?
Like anything, of course, when new players come in and they come in to improve us, and them new players have been brilliant. At that moment, again, them new players are getting to know me and getting to know what exactly we need to be about this year. And like I said, today at times, certainly first half, I felt we showed a real way about us. I thought we had courage, we was brave in possession. At times, we caused them many problems first half. But you can't lose them little duels and them little 50-50s second ball. The basics of a football match, you can't fall short on them consistently. And at first half, consistently, we fell a little bit short on that. And second half, it was chalk and cheese. And I think that's fair to everyone to see. We had that side to us, second ball, duels, and then we had the other side to us, which is an exciting team, a team that as a real way about us can cause loads of teams problems, and we need to get that performance all for 90 minutes.
I want to talk about some of the positives, especially that came off the bench. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek had a good sort of impact when he came on. What did you kind of see from him? Obviously, winning the penalty and scoring the goal, but what did you kind of see from him? What kind of instructions did you give him?
I thought he was brilliant, really. And Ruben came in and we've worked really hard with Ruben in terms of the information I'm trying to give him in terms of him and player and how he can really have a big impact this year on the pitch. Sometimes I feel like as if Ruben has a tendency to games to drift by him, and today was everything what we spoke about with him. Came on and made a real difference. Thought he came on and looked every bit of a top player. Got the ball, was brave, scored a goal, got in the box, and was dynamic really. So you get him in between the lines, Ruben, and he's confident, understanding, that he's got a real ability that Ruben has, and he'll be big for us this year. He needs to keep working on that, keep listening to what we're saying to him, and no doubt will keep improving like we see today.
It's clear that the players are still very much listening to you as a manager and as their leader, because you saw the reaction in the second half. But I ask you now, the games are very hard in this league. You've got Leicester, Man City and Liverpool coming up next. What do you now say to the boys to get them ready for those games?
The same things what we've been saying all year, to be quite honest with you. This is a group of players, an incredible group. The players what were here with us last year, we built a bond, we built something. Do everything in their power to keep improving and keep understanding it, and that will continue. I have absolutely no doubt. We can lose football matches, of course, and I'll be judged on that. I understand that. I don't think anyone will ever point a finger or tarnish us that these players will not play for me or this football club, or show that. These players will, every time they step on the field, will keep learning. Like I said, we'll make mistakes. The golfing at times is big. The quality of players and the fixtures you said what are coming up, there's no doubt about that. But with an endeavour, with a work ethic, with keep trying to improve as a team, we'll keep going in the right direction.
Thanks as always, Scott, for the honesty, man.
Cheers, man.
Thanks, Tete. If we can move briefly on to the writers, do we have Tony or Peter with a question? Tom, who would like a question? Go ahead.
Hi, Scott.
Yeah, Peter.
You mentioned about working on things with Ruben there. Was that sort of why we haven't seen him make that start yet, and he's been coming from the bench?
Yeah, probably has, yeah, to be honest with you. In terms of played the first couple of games, and like I said, over the course of the last couple of weeks, took him out, give him some air, spent a lot of time with him, for him to understand what I want from him for this team, but more importantly what Ruben needs to do for himself to show what quality he has and how good he can be. Talent, potential for sure, but needs to keep grasping it. And like I said, I thought today he showed that, really came on and made a real difference. Had a real everything I spoke about in terms of committing to performances, committing to games, make the difference, be that one that can really be brave in certain moments and drive with a ball and make things happen. He was everything at that today for the time he came on.
Hi, Scott. Another penalty disaster, really. Ivan was the man who was chosen to take it. I mean, again, it didn't work. Where do we go from here on spot kicks?
Yeah, you couldn't have written it, to be honest with you, when he slipped and he's missed. To be honest with you, it's amazing to think. Really, all I can say is that over the last 10 days, we've put things in place, worked tirelessly in terms of preparation, understanding the moments, understanding the process. Ivan's an exceptional penalty taker. Last time we was in this position with Addies, I was angry and disappointed with the way we missed it. Today these things can happen. Of course, disappointed, but he slipped, and it's one of them things.
And if you get another one, when you get another one, where do we go in terms of who you choose?
Well, at this moment, like anything, there's no denying that we've got a little bit of an issue in terms of penalty takers, in terms of where we are currently. 3 penalties this season, and obviously 4 penalties, but 3 of them we've missed. Like anything in teams, whether it's penalty takers or whether there's errors, what you're making, and you need to keep working and improving on. It's always an element which we'll look at. That will be an ongoing process, and we'll keep working it, keep training it, and see who the best is in terms of, or at that moment, who's the best to take the penalty against that team, really.